Hi guys, I'm Emma Sage and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're gonna talk about going on birth control. I want to tell you the main reasons why I went on birth control, some side effects you could have, and just note that these are just my personal opinions and my experience with it, and you should always consult a doctor if you're having issues with anything or are thinking about going on birth control. So the first question is kind of, when can you go on birth control? I googled this and in Iceland it says that you need to be 14 years old to go on birth control, but if I remember correctly, which I think I am, I went on birth control when I was 13 and a half. So maybe it just goes by the year that I was, turning 14 that year or something. That's when I went on birth control. I went in with my mother, and I think you need to have parents' permission. I went up till maybe 15 or maybe 18. I think it's only 15, but you need to have parents' permission up to a certain age, and of course that varies, between countries and states and everything like that. So just figure out what the rule is where you live. The main reason I went on birth control when I did was because of my period cramps, and I talked about this in a previous video, that I was just having such bad cramps. I was skipping out of school and it just wasn't really working out. It's not something that you should have to suffer for. So I decided that, I was advised to go on birth control because of that. The main reasons people go on birth control is obviously to prevent pregnancies, and that's the most obvious reason, and it's a really, really secure way of preventing pregnancies if you take it the right way, at the right time always, and you stay consistent with it. Then it's like 99.6% safe or something like that. I don't know exactly, but I think I read that somewhere. People also go on birth control for cramps, like I mentioned, because a lot of the pills are designed to soothe cramps, or most of them probably do. And then people go on birth control for acne. If they have skin issues, the pill can sometimes help with that. And also just to have regular periods. If you have really irregular periods, maybe you're just constantly on your periods, or you get it like every 2 months or every 3 weeks, something like that, when you can't really keep track of it, going on birth control it makes all of that so much easier, because you can obviously track whenever you're gonna have your period, and you can, if you want to, like if maybe you're going abroad or something, you can take 2 or 3 pill cards, like take 2 or 3 3-week cards together, and that's completely fine. Like my gynecologist actually told me out of the blue, you can take multiple ones together. I don't always do that. I do take monthly breaks a lot of the times, but it's really nice to know that if you're just really not feeling it, or maybe you have a plan and you're going abroad or you're doing something really specific and you don't want to be on your period that time, you can take 2 or 3 charts back to back. If you take 2 or 3 cards back to back, you'll probably have some minor periods in between. I don't know what they're called in English, but just a little bit of period blood come in between, and that's perfectly normal. The body is just adjusting to not having its period for 2 or 3 months. And then about some side effects. When the pill started to be a thing, when I was in my early preteens, early teen years, of course there was a lot of talk about that it made you gain weight, or that it made you have more appetite, causing you to gain more weight or something like that. That's not something that I will completely stand by, because now I have been on birth control for 6 years, and of course I have gained weight over that time, but I don't really blame the pill for that, because that's just something that me growing up and living a different lifestyle and everything like that. It's not something that I can directly point to that was a pill's fault. But I'm gonna tell you what brand I use. I use the Yasminel from Bayer or something. It looks like this. I have been on this pill the whole 6 years. A lot of people switch pills, and that's perfectly normal. If you're put on a pill that just doesn't work for you, consult a doctor, and maybe another pill is better for you. But this one has just worked out just fine for me. This pill was recommended for me because of the cramps, and he said this pill will help your skin. And I did have pretty bad skin at that time, because I was 13 and I had all these crazy teenager pimples. You know what I mean? A year ago or so, I think, I took a few months off the pill, like completely off. You need to like, this only works for like a few months, and then you need to like call a doctor and make it work again, like update the prescription, if you know what I mean. And I didn't do that, so I just couldn't buy the pill at like one stage. And I just decided, okay, I'll take the time off. I've been putting these crazy hormones in my body for many years, and I thought maybe it's good for my body to have some time off and see what changes. Of course, what changed was my period was a bit more irregular, and I could notice such a big change in my skin. Like, it broke out super bad, and I know that's maybe, you know, something that would heal with time if I would like completely stop using the pill. Another side effect that he warned me about is that a lot of these pills have some like health side effects. Like this pill, he mentioned there is an increased likelihood of me getting like a blood something. I don't know what the word is. I'll maybe put it here if I can find it in English. It just said like that it increased some health issues that could cause people to die, but like the chances were like 1 in a billion. But still, I should like be warned if I have, you know, some heart palpitations or my left arm is hurting. It just warned me of that. So a lot of these pills have something like, you know, that they maybe increase the likelihood of some diseases or something like that. So just be warned and, you know, stay track, keep track of what's going on in your body. Another thing that I want to mention is using this as a birth control is obviously a really responsible thing. And even though you're young, but you're planning on or you are sexually active, try to go on the pill. I know that, like I said, you need parents' permission up to a certain age, and I think if I were a parent, I would always want my girl to be on the pill rather than not, because if that teenager is going to be sexually active, it's going to be sexually active whether it's on the pill or not. So try to convince your parents to let you go on the pill, because it's just such a more secure way to protect your body. And I think it's just something that's, you know, even though it's a big deal, I would rather want a teenager to be on the pill and be safer than saying, oh no, you're not going to be on the pill, you're too young, something like that. That's just my perspective of it. But of course, if you're born into that kind of family, you just need to respect that or something and wait till you can buy the pill on your own. Adding to that, the pill will not protect you from any STDs or any diseases that could come up during sexual acts or just during sex. That's when the condom comes in. And I feel like if you are in a long-term relationship and you both have gotten a checkup, which is really easy to do, it's completely free here in Iceland, and I hope it's free everywhere because it should be. If you get a checkup and you're in a long-term relationship, you trust this person, you know its history and everything, you can totally use the pill on its own. If you are having sex with a new partner or someone that you don't know, anything like that, saying, oh, I'm on the pill, it's not gonna keep you safe from any STDs or anything. So just keep that in mind. Plus, it's just extra protection from getting pregnant if that's really not something you want. I would definitely suggest using that, because you have no idea if that person has any diseases or anything you don't want to have. Just keep that in mind if you are sexually active and have, you know, multiple partners or anything like that, and try to take, you know, the best care of your body. Try to always keep yourself safe. And yeah, I know that going on the birth control is a pretty big thing, at least for some. For me, it has been a really pleasant experience. I've not had any major side effects other than good ones, that it has eased my cramps so much. And I forgot to mention, when I took that 3-month break off birth control completely, the cramps came back right away, like right away. And I just thought, that is not the life I want to put myself through. Like, if you can, go on birth control if you're having issues with that. Always consult the doctor first and maybe talk to multiple ones what pill is best for you and something like that. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I will definitely do more videos in this period talk series. If you don't have any more questions, I think this will be my last period talk video for now. Please help each other out in the comment section like I know you do. It's so great seeing you interact and help each other out. If you have any stories you want to share or anything about going on birth control, please leave them down below and I will get back to you. I really hope that you like this video. Hope you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And I will talk to you in my next one. Bye! So we just got some ice cream. Huge tubs.
So good.
So good! This used to be our place
Yeah,
to
we
hang
used to
out.
go here all the time. And